is an example of a genre of written language. First, notification. Example is report, editorial, essay, article, and reference. Next, fiction. Example is novel, short stories, jokes, drama, and poetry. And next, letters is divided of two personal and business letter. Next, greeting card, diaries, memo, message, announcement, newspaper, academic writing, short answer test response, report paper, and questionnaire, direction, label, psych, receipt, and bills. Next, about characteristic of written language. First, performance. Spoken language is reading. Written language is a permanent or as permanent as paper and computer design, and therefore the reader has an opportunity to return again and again processing time. Next, processing time. Most reading contexts allow reader to read at their own rate. They are not forced into following the rate of delivery as in spoken language. Next, distance. The written word allow message to be sent across two dimension, physical distance and temporal distance. The task of the reader is to interpret language that was written in some other place at some other time with only the written word themselves as contextual clues. Next, orthography. In spoken language, we have phonemes that correspond to writing graphemes, but we also have stress, rhythm, juncture, intonation, pauses, volume, voice quality, setting, and nonverbal cues, all of which enhance the message. Next, complexity. Writing and speed represent different modes of complexity, and the most significant difference is in the nature of clauses. Spoken language tend to have shorter clauses connected by more coordinate conjunction, while writing has longer clauses and more subordination. Next, about vocabulary. It is true that written English typically utilize a greater variety of lexical items than spoken conversational English because writing allows the reader more processing time because of a desire to be precise in writing. Next, formality. Writing is quite frequently more formal than speech. Formality refers to prescribed form that certain written message must hold on to. And then about micro and macro skill for reading comprehension. First, micro skill of reading comprehension. There are 7 micro skill in reading comprehension as follow. First, discriminates among the distinctive graphemes and orthographic pattern of English. Number 2, retain chunk of language of different lengths in short-term memory. And then number 3, process writing at an efficient rate of speed to suit the purpose. Number 4, recognize a core of word and interpret what are the pattern and their significance. Number 5, recognize grammatical word. Number 6, recognize that a particular meaning might be expressed in different grammatical. And the last one is recognize cohesive device in written discourse and their role in signaling the relationship between and among clauses. And then macro skill of reading comprehension. Macro skill also have 7 ways in reading comprehension. First, recognize the rhetorical form of written discourse and their significance for interpretation. Number two, recognize the communicative function of written text according to form and purpose. Number three, infer context that is not explicit by using background knowledge. Number four, from describe event and ideas. Either link and connection between event, reduce cause and effect, and that takes as relations as main ID. Number five, distinguish between literal and implied meaning. Number seven, develop and use a battery of reading strategies such as scanning and skimming, detecting detecting discourse makers, guessing the meaning of word from context, and activating schemata for the interpretation of text. Okay, next strategies for reading comprehension. First, identify the purpose in reading. The purpose of reading is to connect the ideas of the page to what you already know if you don't know. Next, number two, use grammatical and pattern to add in bottom-up coding, especially for the beginning level learner. At the beginning level of learning English, one of the difficult studies encountered in learning to read is making the correspondence between spoken and written English. Number three, use efficient silent reading technique for relative rapid comprehension for intermediate to advanced level. If the teacher are teaching beginning level students, this particular strategy will not apply because they are still struggling with the control of a limited vocabulary and grammatical pattern. Number four, skim the text for main ID. Skimming consists of quickly running one's eyes across the whole text or bits. Skimming gives reader the advantage of being able to predict the purpose of the passage, the main topic or message, and possibly some of the developing or developing ideas. Number five, scan the text for specific information. Scanning exercise might ask students to look for name or date to find a definition of key concept or to list a certain number of things there. The purpose of scanning is to extract specific information without reading through the whole text. Number six, use semantic mapping of or clustering. Readers can usually be overwhelmed by a long string or ideas, even strategy of semantic mapping or grouping ideas into meaningful clusters. Help the reader to provide some order to the chaos. Making such semantic map can be done individually, but they make a productive group work technique as students collectively induce order and hierarchy to appreciate. Next, yes, when you are certain this an assembly word category, learner can use guessing to their advantage to do the following. First, guessing the meaning of a word, guessing grammatical relationship, guess a discourse relationship, infer implied meaning, guess about cultural reference, guess about content usage, and then uh, analyze vocabulary. One way to learn to make guessing pay off when they don't immediately recognize a word is to analyze it in terms of what they know about it. Several techniques are useful. Here is look for prefix uh, and look for suffix and look for grammatical context that may signal and look at the semantic context. Next, distinguish between literal and implied meaning. The literal meaning of psych is what denotes, while the implied meaning is what the psych connotes. This meaning, particularly the implied meaning, requires the interpreter of psych and the creator of a site to share the same context if the meaning is to be interpreted correctly. And next, capitalize on Discord's maker-to-process relationship. Many Discord market in English signal relationship among IDs as expressed through phrases, clauses, and sentences. Clear comprehension of such maker can greatly learner reading efficiency. Next, about type of classroom in reading performance. First, oral and silent reading. Silent reading can increase a student understanding of text and motivation to read, while oral reading allow educators to track the fluency, pronunciation, accuracy, and overall progress of their struggling reader. Next, intensive and extensive reading. Intensive reading can be understood as the reading method which requires intimate study of text with the objective of getting its literary or linguistic meaning. And then about extensive reading. Extensive reading can be defined as a casual reading performance for pleasure or gaining general understanding on a topic when the student are engrossed in a book, magazine, or newspaper. In this approach, students read long text prefer to carry supporting study material only to enjoy the reading and gaining a better understanding of the concept. Okay, I think that's all. Mr. Rifki Tafrazani, time is yours, please. Mr. Rifki,
He's leaving, I think.
hello. Okay, there is a explanation about reading, teaching reading from group 8. Maybe it's time to question and answer session. If you have a question, we will try to answer it. Okay.
Where is Mr. Rifki? Leaving.
Okay, ladies and
Leave
gentlemen.
class.
I don't know, sir.
Group 8. Mr. Rifki. Leave the class without permission.
No, he asked, sir, he asked for permission in a group, sir. In a group Kurdep 2A. Yes.
Oh,
Rifki Taftazani, Pak.
Oh, Rifki Taptasiani. Yes, sorry.
Rifki Asbullah has a permission. Yes. Rifki Asbullah. Muhammad Rifki, the first speaker before, left the class. He left the class. It is not good. Yes, without permission. He is no more in the classroom. Okay, never mind. But remember that it is not good. It is not a good way without any permission to leave the class. Bahasa Indonesianya itu kabur dari kelas tanpa izin. Itu tidak bagus. Bagaimana kalau murid Anda begitu? Ya kan? Contoh yang tidak bagus. Nanti ada polisi mencarinya loh. Okay, yeah, time is yours, class, to ask group 8 the questions about teaching reading, how to teach reading. Come on. It's your time to ask group 8 about reading. There are so many terms. Actually, ladies and gentlemen, I want to suggest to you, this is suggestion. I would like you to use your dictionary to pronounce the words correctly. Yeah. So many mistakes in pronouncing the words by group 8. Yes. So I suggest you to read more and more dictionaries. Yes. To increase your knowledge, yeah, to be fluent in your pronunciations. To be fluent in your pronunciation. Come on, yeah. Keep increasing your pronunciation ability. Yes. By reading dictionaries. I myself, even though I have taught 50 years, I still read my dictionary every night. Every night. Because people say the more we get, the more we lose. The more we get, the more we lose. So keep reading. Yeah, because English is not our language. Yes, even though Indonesian sometimes we do not understand a certain words. Okay, come on. Time is yours, ladies and gentlemen, to ask the group questions.
Okay, can I ask a question? Maybe this is the problem of everybody. Yeah, we frequently read the classical book, which is recommended by our teachers, yeah, our lecturers, from Mr. Gustaman, and then also from Miss Safitri. Yeah, and mostly all the books are classical, and then there are many there are many technical terminology that actually we do not understand. So it is very difficult to get to comprehend the reading text. Now, the problem is there is suggestion here in the presentation of group 8 strategy to comprehend the text. One of them is finding the main ideas. Now, it is very difficult to find the main ideas in the paragraph, especially like I told you the previous one, that the book is very classical. There are many difficult terminology. So we are as a student have difficulties in finding the main idea of the book. So it is our problem. So yeah, maybe not only for group 8, but everybody may give opinion in this case. Class, what is the strategy to find the main ideas in the very long text, yeah, in the very long paragraph, so it can be easier for us to comprehend the text. Everybody may speak up here. Maybe you have experience. Maybe you have another strategy. Ya, gampang pertanyaannya, is clear.
Yes, group 8. Have you got the idea from Mr. Suhardi? Hello, Mr. Faisal and Dwi Widodo.
Okay, sir. I will answer.
Are you going to answer one by one questions, or 2 by 2, or 3 by 3? It is up to you.
Okay, one by one, I think, sir.
One by one. Oh, great. It's great. You're brave enough.
Okay. Strategy to find the main idea. Okay. Usually the main idea in paragraph in the first paragraph, in the first sentence in every paragraph, almost usually. And the next sentences usually is just supporting sentences. So I think to find the main idea in the paragraph, just read in the first sentences in paragraph. I think my answer is maybe Mr. Faisal
Yes.
can
What the question? What is the
I think is to
question?
find the main idea.
Identify my idea.
Yeah, yep.
Okay. Wait a minute. Identify what, Mr. Dwi Dodo? What is the question?
To find the main idea.
The main idea. The main idea. What is the main idea? Skills, object. Okay. Where's the main idea? Where? I'm so sorry. I don't have any questions. I don't have any answer. Please, can you reply it, Mr. Widodo?
Okay, let me help you about this.
Okay.
Mr. Suhardi.
Yes, sir.
Of course, it is very difficult for us to find out the main idea without knowing exactly the supporting ideas before. Yes. So it is the problem of vocabulary mastery. It is the problem, the weakness of our vocabulary mastery. Yeah. The less you have the vocabulary comprehension, vocabulary mastery, of course, it is very difficult for you to find the main idea. So, how to solve this? Of course, first of all, you must increase your vocabulary mastery. Yes. And after that, of course, grammar mastery. Yeah. But first of all, the first foundation is increasing our vocabulary mastery. Yeah. By knowing vocabulary mastery better, of course, we know the meaning of word by word. But if they are arranged in sentences to become supporting ideas, supporting sentences, of course, we can come to the main idea. So there are two problems. Yes, vocabulary mastery and grammar mastery. Yes. By increasing those vocabulary mastery and grammar mastery, of course, we are easier to understand every sentences, supporting sentences, and then we come to conclude the main idea. Yes. So that is why before I said it is very good for us, for you and me, to read dictionary day by day to increase our vocabulary mastery. Yes. Without knowing vocabulary, of course, it is very difficult for you to understand the words, to understand the sentence. Yeah. Understanding the sentence, of course, we need grammar mastery. Yeah. The arrangement of the word and then the meaning of the sentence itself. Sentence by sentence. By knowing the meaning of sentence by sentence in a phrase, in a paragraph, and then we come to the conclusion of those supporting sentences to become main idea. Yes. Knowing main idea, of course, by knowing supporting sentences. Knowing supporting sentences means knowing grammar. Knowing grammar, of course, knowing the vocabularies. That is the steps. So how to get the exact main ideas? Of course, knowing vocabularies first. Vocabulary, grammar, yeah, the arrangements of the words in a sentence, supporting sentence, and then come to the conclusion, the main idea of the paragraphs. Yeah. It is also happened to texts, to books, yeah, to films, novels, and others. Okay, is that clear for you, Mr. Suhardi?
Yes, sir. Thank you for suggestion. And I also basically agree with the answers from Mr. Widodo. Yeah, I agree with the explanation that mostly the position of main idea in the first in the first line of. But the problem is it possible? Is it possible that the main idea in the paragraph also has implied meaning? Is it possible?
Of course, yeah. But usually the easy paragraph, of course, usually the main idea is written at the first sentence, but it is not the rule. Sometimes it is in the second sentence. It depends upon the writer, and maybe the main idea is hidden, yeah, behind the sentences, as you said before. Yes, if the writer is so what's it, traffic, and then he maybe hide the main idea behind the sentences, not written in the sentences. Yes, an easy paragraph, usually the main idea is written in the first or previous sentences, but sometimes in the last sentence, in the middle sentences, but sometimes hidden. It is very difficult to understand sometimes, yes, because he hides the main idea behind all the sentences in the paragraph. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, that's the problem. Yeah, if the main idea is implied, so it is very difficult to find it. Yeah, not always. Yeah,
That's right.
not always in the first line of the paragraph. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it is. It is an easy paragraph.
Yeah. For
It's
this
an
paragraph,
easy
yes.
paragraph.
Okay.
But if the writer is so so smart, sometimes he hides the main idea. It is
Yeah, that's the
implied.
problem.
That is the problem of the readers. Yes.
Yes, very much. Okay,
Okay. You are right.
thank you.
Welcome, sir. Okay. Next. Do you come on, class? We still have time. Come on.
Okay, I have a question for the group.
Not for to the group.
To the group. Okay. My question is about how to teach reading to the student when they have less of vocabulary. Can we translate the reading text one by one of the words that is difficult with the student? That's it, my question. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, come on, group 8. Yeah, it is a nice question.
Okay. I think it is.
Not Faisal,
Yes.
not okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay, Miss Jalia Mayasari. I think it is so difficult if the reading if we have to translate because it's too long and you have to underline this main idea and then you have yeah I have to skim the text for my ideas. Yeah, it is enough for me, and I think it is enough. This is my answer.
Okay,
Do you
thank
have
you.
any
Thank you.
any answer, ladies and gentlemen? The
Widodo,
exact answer.
Widodo, do you have any addition answer? Now, let me answer Miss Dahlia's questions. Yes, if you are a good English teacher, yes, if you are a good English teacher, remember, keep my word, yes, never translate. It is not a good way. Never translate. It is not a good way. Translation method has been going to the museum. It is not a good method to be practiced, to be implemented today. So how to do? Don't give your students the text. Remember, don't give your students the text that they haven't learned the vocabulary yet. So, vocabulary first. Give them vocabularies and then give them text. How to teach vocabularies to the students, especially for the beginners? By giving pictures, yes, samples, and giving them sentences and arrange sentences into paragraphs. That is the process. The process should be what is called bottom up. Yeah. From the words first, and then phrase, and then sentences and paragraph. So the process of teaching is called bottom up. After bottom up, and then you can process your learning process by using top down, giving them a paragraph and then ask them, which is the first sentence, the second sentence, which is the first word. Yes, that is called top down process of reading. Yes. So bottom-up process and top-down process can be implemented in all aspects of language. Listening, speaking, reading, writing. So those bottom-up and top-down software. So what is it? The main idea without knowing the vocabularies. It is wrong. It is wrong. You should introduce them vocabulary first. Yes. After introducing them vocabulary, let them arrange sentences by using the vocabularies. Yeah, that is the process of bottom up. After that, You arrange sentences into paragraphs. Yes. And you ask them to write the sentences into good order to become a good paragraph. Yeah, that is the process that you should do. Don't translate it. It is not good way. It is not a good way. Yes. Is it clear, Jalia?
Yes, it's clear, sir. Thank you.
Welcome.
Sir, excuse me.
Yes.
One more time. Can you explain it more time for using top-down process? Bottom up is already clear.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, top-down one.
Yeah, example.
Yes. For example, yes, you give your students one paragraph, right?
Yeah. Okay.
One paragraph, let's say, consists of 5 sentences.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you ask your students which is the first sentence,
Oh, okay.
which is the last sentence, for instance. Okay.
Yep.
And then what is the first word of sentences? What is the first word of the first sentence? For instance, what is the last word of the last sentence? What is sentence number 2, for instance? And then, how many words are there in sentence number 1, for instance? What is the meaning of this word? Synonym, for instance. Yeah, you can ask the synonym also. That is called top-down. From the biggest one, like paragraph, into sentence, into words. Yes, that is called top-down. From the biggest one to the smaller one, to the smallest. Biggest, smaller, 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 smallest. Yeah, from smallest, bigger, biggest. That is bottom-up process. If you give, for instance, your students a text, one text that consists of 4 paragraphs, yes? And then you ask them, what is the second paragraph? What is the first sentence of second paragraph? What do you think the main idea of the 4th paragraph? Yes. What is the last sentence of the first paragraph? What is the first word of the first sentence of first paragraph? That is top down. Yeah, from the biggest one to the smallest one. Okay, is it clear, Mr. Suhardi?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Any more questions, ladies and gentlemen? Come on, questions to the group or to me, it is up to you.
May I ask question, sir? Hello, sir?
Is it Faisal? Faisal? Is it you?
No,
No.
Dian, sir. Dian
Faisal.
Kurniawan, sir.
Dian. No.
Kawan. Okay. Okay, come on, Mr. Dian. Yes.
All right.
To me or to the group?
Maybe to you, sir.
To me, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have a son or boy. He's in grade 5 of our junior school. How to
Sorry, sir,
Yeah.
not him. At
Yeah, right. At grade 5. But how to motivate or how to push the boy to learn English or reading or writing some English?
please ask him. Yeah, please ask him to talk in English with you every day. Yes. Because English is a habit. Language is a habit. Yeah. Make it becomes your habit, sir. Yes. Talk to him in English. Yeah, from the very easy. Good. Now, come on, boy. Come on. Come here, please. Help me. Yeah. Let's have breakfast. Take your bath, please. Yes. Yeah. Daily language.
All right. So,
So
yeah.
make it your habit. Like you yes.
Suara apa sih?
At the cock crows.
Yes, correct, sir. That's the correct.
Okay, Dian.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Dari mana? Dian.
Yes, many cocks, Mr. Suhardi.
No, I just found it this afternoon, sir. This morning.
Okay. Yeah. Are you going to have fried chicken? Okay. Any more? Come on. No more? No, it is silent now. Yes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if there is no more questions, I think we can stop here. Never mind. But I would like you to read because Mr. Brown's has a detailed series about teaching the four aspects of language, about listening, speaking, reading, and writing. That's why I choose this book. Yeah, this is the most detailed series I have ever found. Yes, because I have compared so many books about the theories of teaching, listening, speaking, reading, and writing. So I found that Mr. Brown's book is very detailed. So if you want to know more and more about how to teach the four aspects of language of English, yeah, read this book. Well, yeah, you will increase your knowledge about how to teach well, how to teach better than before. Yes, it is a nice book. It is an interesting book to read, I think. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if there is no more questions, I think we can stop here. Yeah, we are going to meet again next week, maybe next two meetings. Yes, I want you to please keep reading a lot. Yeah? Increasing your vocabulary also. Yes. Yeah, I'm still reading my dictionaries. Yes, every day. Yeah, because I remember what my lecturer said before, that the more you read, the more you lose. You are become older, you face so many obstacles, so many problems, and then you forget something. So it is good to read, because language is a habit, as I said to Mr. Dian. Yes. habit of speaking English, even though we are Indonesian, we are not native speakers. Yes, if you want to have your English more fluent, please read much, read a lot. That is my suggestions. My suggestion to you and to me also. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming to this class today, and goodbye.
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 Thank
Goodbye. Goodbye, sir.
Sir.
Goodbye, sir.
The answer is not goodbye.
Bye bye.
The answer is
See you next
See you next
time.
Like I said.
See you next week.
Farewell. See you soon, sir.
Yes, that is it.
See you later.